Well, let's go to New South Wales if I can to these Climate 200 Teals. They're demanding, taking the learnings from the Greens in Canberra, a ban on all new coal and gas projects in New South Wales. Now, that's crazy considering you've got Liddell about to shut next month. We've got Eraring shutting in 2 years' time. Some of the candidates, they got a bit fiery at a press conference today. Have a listen.
There's a fairy tale going on here. There is enough gas. There's enough gas.
Well, we are focusing on households because we're representing the community. No, let me finish this. Let me finish this. Because this is an example, again, of our political parties taking us for granted and listening more to the parties, listening to Macquarie Street and listening to the fossil fuel companies and not listening to us.
Pretty easy to ban coal and gas when you're in the well-to-do seats of Vaucluse and Pittwater and Manly. I'd like to see them go out to the Hunter Valley with that sort of sentiment, or some household struggling on a fixed income to pay their power bills. What are you thinking, Adam? Show their faces, maybe?
Oh, Peter, listen, the gap between reality and rhetoric in the ongoing debate about climate change is so gaping. I mean, we're yet to see federal Labor, for example, explaining exactly how jobs in the existing energy sector are going to be transformed in the renewable sector. I know here in Queensland, with such a large part of the GDP, that the mining industry here is waiting for those answers. And closer to home, for the ALP, the Construction, Forestry, Mining and Energy Union will want rock-solid assurances about job security for its members, especially after the CFMEU's very generous support of the Albanese campaign. That union's going to be wanting some bang for its buck. But we're hearing a lot of hot air. Maybe that can be harnessed, Peter, as some sort of renewable at some stage, because at this stage, the debate is yet to come into focus with any real clarity. We're seeing all of this horse trading happening in the federal parliament with the Greens to try and guarantee the passage of legislation through the Senate. There's a long way to go with this, and at this stage, the emissions target had to be reduced by 43% in just 84 months. Seems very ambitious.
Yeah, look, I'll pick up that horse trading point you made there with Caroline, because this National Reconstruction Fund, it's passed through the lower house, support there from the Greens, after Labor capitulated to them. They don't want this fund, $15 billion or whatever it is, Caroline, they don't want it used in any way for new coal or gas projects. Now, Adam's point, absolutely right, we need baseload power. It's supposed to boost manufacturing. Now, last time I checked, manufacturing in this country, particularly heavy industry, needs reliable, affordable baseload. We're not going to reconstruct manufacturing off a windmill, surely, Caroline?
No, we're not. And I mean, look, this is the typical pie in the sky type of arguments that you hear from minor parties who unfortunately now have such a strong say, both federally and quite frankly, it seems the case in New South Wales, here in New South Wales soon with the election, that we're going to be straying into minority government here as well. And then we're going to be relying on some of those independent voices that you just played, who are going to have similar arguments about stopping baseload power, gas and coal mining projects from getting off the ground at all. So it's really worrying what's happening. I know that what's happening federally is being reflected here on a state level too, by some of these things that the Teals and the Climate 200 gang are saying as well. So I think that voters have a right to be really concerned. I mean, power bills are already through the roof. What is going to happen if some of these things get off the ground